When Lil Scrappy walked into that room, he had no idea his world was about to shift again. Fresh off a messy public divorce, co-parenting drama still brewing, and whispers of betrayal echoing through social media, Scrappy thought he had seen it all, but nothing could prepare him for what came next. Catching Bambi, his ex-wife, mother of his children, with a man no one saw coming. Not a celebrity, not a rapper, just a calm, confident figure who seemed to fit into Bambi's life a little too perfectly. Was this just a casual rebound? Or had Bambi been hiding this relationship the whole time? The cameras were rolling, so the crowd was watching, and for once, Scrappy couldn't play it cool. Secrets were exposed, alliances were tested, and the truth hit harder than any lyric ever could. This wasn't just reality TV, it was real life, unfiltered. And it was about to get messy. You pull into a dimly lit Atlanta lot. Neon signs flicker overhead, the city hums. Lil Scrappy steps out, tension tight in his chest. He's fresh off divorce, legally dissolved in 2023, but emotionally unsettled, still co-parenting 3 kids with Bambi. Rumors swirl of betrayal, public disses, and a secret new boyfriend she's been hiding. Scrappy pushes through the club's heavy doors. The music pulses, but his focus narrows. There she is, Bambi, laughing with a calm, composed man. Not a rapper, not flashy, just a grounded presence that doesn't fit the chaos he's used to. Stops cold, meltdowns coming, he steps toward them. His voice was low but trembling. Who is he? Bambi doesn't flinch. None of your business, she replies, poised. He bites back. You played this real quiet. She stares back, unreadable. Backstage gossip spreads like fire. One voice says, I think Scrappy just can't handle being alone. He needs a woman. Any woman. Another whispers, I like Scrappy's new baby mother. She has a whole new diff energy than Bambi and Erica. The unknown man shifts, protective but unassuming. Cameras flash. Rumor has it, fans guessed Bambi's new bae is Rayface, revealed publicly on her Instagram. In November 2024, but here, tonight. She hadn't prepared him for the spotlight. Scrappy's pulse bangs. Memories surface the explosion when Bambi told their kids he had 11 kids and only $11. A jab he claimed was damaging his reputation in her house. Inside, crowds hush. The energy crackles. Scrappy lunges for confrontation headlines. Oh, you think you can replace me that easily? You want to switch everything overnight? Bambi stays silent. The crowd holds its breath. He's enraged. The man tilts his head, calm, anchored. The moment stretches. Suddenly, Scrappy turns, pushes through the crowd, storms out. Bambi and her man stay together, unshaken. Scrappy's heart pounds as he races to his car, sliding in beside his younger kids asleep in the back. Splintering thoughts. Happiness is out of reach. He mutters. He flips on Instagram Live, face tight. Don't misconstrue what you saw. They weren't even on TV yet. I'm single. Y'all meet her later. But tonight, I ain't the guy you saw. He's defensive, wounded, but guarded. Flashbacks flood that night. Scrappy was robbed at gunpoint during their separation. Bambi, distant afterward. The aftermath fractured any healing. He wrestles with legacy, codependency, he admitted. 2 in podcast interviews, coddling him before parenthood, and now facing that mirror. Bambi, she'd moved on. She called it her soft girl era after the split, owning her evolution. Viewers online erupt. Some side with him. He tried to invite her to his room with a sob story. She doesn't want him anymore sexually. Others defend Bambi's reset. I like Scrappy's new baby mother. She has a whole new diff energy. This mystery man's silent energy highlights what Scrappy always lacked: peace. He ends the live. I'm not in her head. I'm not that malevolent. God knows. I love my kids. I'll handle that courtside. As the live ends, he sits with his thoughts. Not sure what comes next, but he knows this confrontation will spark many conversations. The dividing line between fame and family is sharper than ever. Part 1 closes on Scrappy, keys in hand engine, revving the night's confrontation, still simmering beneath his skin a crossroads where past resentment and possibility collide. The morning sunlight slices through Scrappy's living room windows, painting long shadows over scattered paperwork and lingering emptiness. He wakes to silence's stillness that's both reprieve and reckoning. The previous night's confrontation loops endlessly in his mind. He sits on the couch, coffee long gone cold, fingers drumming the wooden grain. Over plates of cold toast, his kids chatter about school. His responses are short, distant. The separation isn't academic anymore, it's emotional warfare. He fires up Instagram Live. There's something about speaking directly to his fans that feels more honest than anything polished. He addresses last night, his face composed, voice flat, masking pain. "I'm single, y'all," he says. "If there was something that looked off, it wasn't what you think. I'm doing what I gotta do." He laughs softly, self-deprecating. Ain't no room for drama, kids come first. The chat erupts. Some fans sense ongoing tension. Others rally behind him. But beneath it all is a swell of confusion. Scrappy feels torn between frustration and guilt. Behind the calm facade, he's unsettled. We flash back to that robbery before Christmas during his divorce. He recalls the fear, the sound of gunshots as he froze. Powerless. 2 masked men demanded his chain. He offered everything. They fled. But when he called Bambi, her reaction was blisteringly cold. According to him, she asked, "Why didn't you call the other girl?" No empathy, no concern, just derision. That moment cracked something irrevocable inside him more than gunfire ever could. It wasn't just robbery. It was her coldness during his bleakest hour. In the therapy session that follows, he sits across from a counselor in a Midtown Atlanta office. The walls are neutral, clipboard resting on her lap. Scrappy's voice is low as he admits, "I can't stand being alone. I'm alone, I gotta look at everything, my failures, my mistakes, me." He speaks about his emotional codependency, nurtured by chaos and fueled by validation. His mother, his fans, past girlfriends, they filled the void until it was painful to be quiet. Meanwhile, on Reddit threads late into the night, fans analyze his every move. "I think Scrappy just can't handle being alone. He needs a woman. Any woman. He grew up surrounded by chaos and can't handle conflict." He tried to invite her to his room with a sob story. She doesn't want him anymore sexually. Scrap can't believe Bam can't engage in this anymore. They argue he misses the supply more than the woman. Others suggest Bambi leveled up. She leveled up a lil. She was hit when she first came on. Their back and forth echoes in his head as he scrolls past comments during downtime. Back at home, flashbacks flicker. 1. Bambi gifting him flowers after a difficult week, a gesture engraved into his memory. Another, her launching a children's book titled A New Baby for Us, a pivot that paraded her self-actualization. He reflects silently. He didn't hate her, but he didn't like her anymore. The resentment wrapped around past gratitude. Now, her calling him baby mama in posts launched him into a tirade. He didn't identify with the label. He once said he was blessed, favored, yet he allowed narrative to twist around him. Late afternoon, Bambi's new life reveals itself bit by bit. A muted Instagram story. Bambi, laughing with the mystery man, kids at her side. Scrappy sees the image and feels impatience, jealousy wrapped in resignation. He posts quietly, "Let me live like y'all let her live." Direct message, stop speculating on her life. The social media backlash escalates. Some fans saw the new man as a strategic storyline. Others celebrated Bambi's apparent calm energy. "I like Scrappy's new baby mother. She has a whole different energy than Bambi and Erica." That echoed the Instagram post. She rolled with a sense of peace that contrasted harshly with his restless public image. Meanwhile, Bambi's camp responds. A fan chimes in, If his friends call you baby mama, then that's how he speaks about you. Her shirt saying first wife, second baby mama doesn't help. She's still attached to those labels. Bambi's identity is wrapped in the title. Scrappy watches it tear at the narrative he'd tried to rewrite. Part 2 crescendos at co-parenting day. At the playground, he stands beneath swings, watching his kids run free. Bambi approaches, the new man trailing. She greets him with icy civility. Conversation is stilted. They exchange kids, small talk clipped. He watches her disappear into calm laughter. Scrappy sits on a bench. The new man sets up toddler snacks. Bambi smiles wide. He feels excluded, replaced. It's a silent message. She's found someone who can co-parent without drama. Someone who fits the piece she craved. Driving. Home later, Scrappy hits live again. He's worn. I don't hate Bambi, he confesses. I just don't have energy for that chapter anymore. He talks about expecting another child, his fifth and the backlash over claims he's irresponsible. He says he'll handle it. I'm taking care of my kids, no matter what. Night falls. He scrolls Reddit one more time, the same threads repeating. Some users defend Bambi. She became super furious and said, F that and F the baby mamas ready for any smoke. Others express exasperation. She acts like they are still married. The only thing they need is co-parenting. Scrappy sighs, mutes his phone, steps outside. The night breeze cools him. He stares upwards, stars blurred by city glow. He mutters, let it go. Part 2 ends on this fragile moment of clarity. Scrappy isn't healed, but he's confronted. His truth, he wants better for himself and for his kids. He knows the public drama will continue, but privately, he's looking for peace. The confrontation has passed. But internal battles are only beginning. The sun is high over the Atlanta skyline as the final chapter begins. Lil Scrappy stands by a chain-link fence at the edge of a park, watching his kids run across the grass. It's his weekend with them, but Bambi is here. Twits one of those blurred, unspoken understandings between co-parents who've shared both a house and heartbreak. He shifts his weight awkwardly, arms folded, cross the field. Bambi sets out juice boxes on a blanket, her new boyfriend beside her. Calm, comfortable, familiar. Scrappy can't stop watching, not with anger, but with confusion, maybe a touch of envy. Who is this guy who slipped so easily into place? Into their kids' lives, into Bambi's smile. Their daughter runs up, tugging on Scrappy's leg. Mommy says her friend's staying over tonight. Can I stay too? He freezes. Not because it's wrong, but because it's real. Permanent, Bambi's moved on. And her new life has room for their kids. That stings in ways he hadn't prepared for. Scrappy walks over. Hey, he says, eyes on the juice boxes. Bambi glances. Up, shields her eyes from the sun. Hey, there's a pause. You good? He asks. I'm all right. More silence. She doesn't offer anything else. The boyfriend, sitting nearby, doesn't flinch, doesn't interrupt. He knows his place, or maybe he's just confident in it. Scrappy hates how effortless he looks. No jewelry, no flashy clothes. Just presence. I'm just trying to figure out how this works, Scrappy finally says, voice low. Like how we do. This, with him here. Bambi gives him a look, not cold, but distant. We do what's best for the kids. You said that, remember? I did. I just didn't think it'd look like this. She shrugs. It doesn't have to be this hard. Scrap. He nods, but inside, he's churning. All the years of on again, off again chaos have left scars. And now he's watching her live the peace he's still trying to earn. He wants to scream, to plead, to explain that he's still figuring it out. But instead, he just watches her gather the kids and start walking to the car. He turns away, scrolling through his phone out of habit. Instagram. A new clip from the confrontation night has surfaced. The comment section is a battlefield. She glowed up and left him stuck. Scrappy is still crying over a woman who did her healing. Bambi really said soft girl era and meant it. He tosses the phone back in his pocket. Everyone's got an opinion, but none of them have to live the reality. None of them know what it's like to be publicly broken and privately crumbling. Later that night, he's at his condo, kids asleep in the next room. He sits at his kitchen table, scrolling again, looking for something that makes him feel less alone. Old pictures of him and Bambi surface, vacations, birthday parties, maternity shoots. A version of life that seemed permanent once. But now they feel like someone else's memories. His phone buzzes. A message from Erica Dixon. "Hey, just checking in. You okay?" Hesitates. They'd shared history to Erica was there long before Bambi. She'd seen the early versions of him, raw and reckless. He types back slowly. "I'm trying to be." She doesn't push. Just send a prayer hand emoji and a red heart. That little gesture softens something inside him. The next day, he meets with his mother, Mama D. She's always been fiery, never one to hold back. She sips her tea dramatically and side-eyes him across the booth. "You gone? Let that girl run the narrative," she asks. Scrappy sighs. "It ain't about that. It's about not blowing up every time I feel something. It's about the kids now." She raises a brow. "Are you turning into a philosopher now?" "I'm trying to stop repeating the same cycles," he says. "We both made mistakes. But I can't keep reacting like I did 10 years ago." Mama D leans back, surprised. "Well, damn. That's growth." Scrappy laughs a little. "It took long enough, huh?" She smiles. Better late than bitter. That night he goes live again. This time it's not defensive. It's not reactive. He speaks to the camera with intention. "I ain't perfect," he says. "I've made mistakes as a man, as a partner, as a father. But I'm trying to get it right. And that means letting people move on if they need to. That means learning to sit with my own silence." The comments flood in. Some supportive, some brutal. But he's not here for validation anymore. He ends the live, lays the phone down, and walks to his kids' room. He watches them sleep for a long time. The peace on their faces gives him something to fight for. The next morning, he shows up at Bambi's apartment. It's quiet. She steps outside, surprised but not hostile. "I don't want to argue," he says. "Good," she replies. "Neither do I. I just want to say thank you for showing up for them, for making space where I couldn't. I know I didn't always make it easy." She softens slightly. "It wasn't easy for me either. I know." Another pause. "This time, it was comfortable. I'm not trying to step on whatever you got going on," he adds. "I just want to be a good father. Whatever else. We can leave that in the past." Bambi nods. "I'd like that." They part with a nod. No hug, no long conversation. Just mutual respect hand. Finally, some understanding. Back in his car. Scrappy exhales deeply. This is what peace looks like. Not perfection. It's not a reunion. It's just clarity. Closure. As the episode closes, Scrappy drives down the highway, kids in the backseat, music low. He glances at them through the rearview mirror, their faces glowing in the fading sunlight. A voiceover kicks in. Some stories don't end with reconciliation. Some don't end with revenge. Some just end quietly, with the understanding that growth doesn't always mean getting back what you lost. Sometimes it means learning how to live without a tan, still be whole. And with that, the screen fades to black. This story wasn't just drama, it was real life, raw and unfiltered. Lil Scrappy and Bambi's journey reminds us that love, growth, and healing rarely follow a straight line. If you've ever struggled to co-parent, been caught between pride and peace, or tried to find yourself after heartbreak, then you know exactly how real this gets. But the story doesn't end here. What do you think? Scrappy wrong for confronting Bambi the way he did? Did Bambi move on too fast, or was she simply claiming her peace? And what about the new man? Was he a silent hero or just another storyline? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into your favorite stories, untold truths, and raw realities. And if you've been through something similar, share your experience below. Your story could help someone else feel seen. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for exclusive behind-the-scenes content and updates. Let's keep the conversation going, because in this community, every voice matters. We don't just tell stories, we start conversations. This one is just getting started.